And we are live here, back again for the D1 division as we head into the sort of semifinal area of the tournament at the 15th annual Sin City Classic presented by Lexus. I'm Roman Jimenez from the Cloud Sports Network, and we are about to get underway between the K-Town Knoxville, Tennessee Trouble against the how did I mess that up already? The Dr. Boybutter Ballers from the Washington, D.C. area, the Chesapeake and Potomac Caps Softball League. Our home plate umpire will be Rayanne Hoffman. She is from Bloomington, Minnesota. And with the play-by-play and our venerable veteran broadcaster, the two-time Hall of Famer, the voice of gay softball, he is Rich Siegel.
Thank you, Roman. It's a very nice and lovely afternoon here in Las Vegas. We've had temperatures in the 50s through the afternoon and a lot more sun than we had yesterday. We are waiting for this game to start. They're exchanging the lineup sheets now. We have the DC lineup of the DC Ballers, right?
That's the shorthand, yeah.
And the Tennessee Trouble. We're endeavoring their lineup. They just came off of a game over here, so that's why we're a little bit delayed in getting their lineup. But they're exchanging them now, and we hope to have the Tennessee lineup before too long. The Washington lineup will have Jordy Escobar in left, Rick Lee at right center, Danny Palliser the shortstop, Glenn Barton the pitcher, Gilbert Gill the left center fielder, Shane White at second. Josh McMillan will catch, Mike Pelletier in right, Sam Frum at first, and Luis Urde at third. And DC brought a lot of people with them. They have 4 substitutes. I think that's the most substitutes we've seen on a roster.
That is so far.
So far this weekend.
Now, the winner of this game will go on to face the Shade from the Greater Los Angeles Softball Association. And then the winner of that game will advance to the championship to face the team that won the winners division, or the winners bracket final between Shade and, now I'm drawing a blank. Who was that? We had that game.
Fugitives.
The Columbus Fugitives. Thank you. So it could be a rematch, but that's pretty much the path here. So the winner of this game will face the LA Shade. The winner of that game will be in the championship game against the Columbus Fugitives. And that's how it lines up. It's pretty much a straight path from here on out.
Tennessee is going to be the home team in this game. They won the toss.
The pitcher will now take his warm-up pitches. He'll get 3 to 5, depending on how generous Rayanne Hoffman is. For a pitch to be legal, it has to be at least 6 feet, no more than 12 feet. And when a batter steps into the box, they've already got a 1-1 count on them. That means that there is an existing ball and a strike in the count when they step into the batter's box. Rich, you want to explain the finer points of what that means? For strike 3?
It means that in some tournaments that you'll see across the country and that maybe you've participated in, there is such a thing as a courtesy foul, where if you have a count of a ball and 2 strikes or 2-2 or 3-2 and you foul a pitch off, you'll still be alive, and that's your courtesy foul. But here there is no courtesy foul, part of an effort to keep the play going, and so you got to put it in fair to play, in fair territory, as opposed to hitting that second foul or having that foul be the 3rd strike. So
the first pitch of this quarterfinal matchup between the Boy Butter Ballers and the Tennessee Trouble is about to be tossed. Here you go, Rich.
And Jordy Escobar will be the leadoff batter. He's the left fielder, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. The next delivery is taken for a pitch that is short, ball 3, 3-2. Outfield shallow for the leadoff batter and straight away, and the next pitch is on the plate, ball 4, and that's a leadoff walk. Rick Lee, the right center fielder, will be the next batter. Runner at first and nobody out, and the first pitch to Lee. And that misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 is outside. Oh, she called it a strike. Okay, 2-2.
Looked like it just did catch the front part of that corner before it crossed over. A little bit of a curveball there.
Tennessee Troubles pitcher wearing a pink face mask. And the 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right field, right center field, and the catch is made by the right fielder, and that's the first out here in the top of the first.
Ball gets away from the cutoff there, and the leadoff runner at first thought about running to second, but held up after the third baseman fielded the ball cleanly.
The shortstop, Donnie Palliser, bats with a runner at first and 1 out, and the first pitch is a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike, and the next delivery is a strike call, 2-2.
That is Donnie, number 17, the Gaijin. He wants to give a shout out to John Bowers.
And he lines one into left field for a base hit. Escobar went about a quarter of a way between second and third and decided to go back. It'll be first and second now with 1 out.
So we appreciate John Bowers helping Danny get a hit there with the shout out.
Glenn Barton, the batter, he swings from the left side. He is his team's pitcher. And he has a runner in scoring position with 1 out here on the top of the first of a scoreless ball game. Here's the next delivery. And that pitch misses. 3-1. Here's a swing and a ground ball to second base. Over to short for 1. The relay to first is not in time. The ball gets by the first baseman, and Escobar will score, and it's 1-0. The Ballers.
Ball just got underneath the glove of the first baseman. A nice sort of nifty shovel pass from the second baseman over to the shortstop covering, but on the return throw to first, the ball was in the dirt and got underneath the glove. Now they're going to have that runner come back and run again for the batter. We've got a courtesy runner here.
Gilbert Gill bounces one slowly to third base, and the third baseman has no play.
That ball was hit too slowly up the line, so no play really there. Gilbert has a shout out to family, friends, and hubby, the 3 boys, Marvin, Jose, and William. Hope you're watching at home.
Shane White, the batter, with runners at first and second and 2 out. And Shane White takes the ball.
Not to be confused with Sean White. They have the same haircut.
Which is nothing. The next one.
Shane has a shout
inside.
out also. I'm sorry about that, Rich. Shane has a shout out to Josh Reed at home. He wants to thank you for giving him your spot on the team.
The next delivery misses, and Shane White takes a walk.
So now the bases are full of boy butter. We'll see if they can slide a run home.
And Josh McMillan will attempt to add to the lead, which is already 1-0 in the first pitch to him. Swing and in the air to right center field. The ball will be caught, and that's the inning. A run in for the Ballers here on the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, and the score is the Ballers 1 and the Trouble coming to bat.
And while we have a break in the action, this is a good opportunity for me to share with you some news about a friend of mine, Bridget, with Angel Babies Surrogacy and Egg Donation. They're an international agency that's proudly helped queer folks build their families all over the world for 20 years. If you're gay and ready to add to your family, then you're going to need an egg donor and a surrogate. Bridget and her team at Angel Babies have high-quality, affordable egg donors and surrogates ready to help. And they've been working with almost exclusively LGBTQ couples and folks wanting to build their families. That's almost exclusively their clientele. So they are ready to help you. She is amazing. Her success rates are outstanding. And wherever you are in the United States, whether you're in Knoxville or you're in D.C., she is ready to help. So you want to get them on your team. Head over to absurro.com. That's absurro.com and get in touch with my friend Bridget today.
So we have part of the Tennessee lineup. When you're going from one field to another, game to game to game to game, sometimes all you have time for are the number and the player, and so that's what we'll have to have for you and try to get position as we go along. First pitch to Collins is hit in the air, back to the pitcher on a big hop, and he throws him out, and that's the first out.
That was some slick play by that pitcher for the Boy Butter Ballers.
That is Glenn Barton. And the next batter will be Bruce. And the underhanded toss is hit on the ground to second base. Backhanded stab by the second baseman. Bruce will beat the play out. And it's a runner at first with one out. Lay the batter. Where's number 99? First pitch to him is a strike.
Count rolls 1-2 now. No foul to give. Just missed outside.
And the pitch 2-2 pitch is grounded to short. Goes to second for one, and a relay throw will not be in time. So Bruce is forced at second base. 6-4 in the putout, and the fielder's choice will allow Lay to reach first with two out. So 2 outs and 1 on. No runs in yet in the inning.
The adrenaline should be pretty high for Tennessee because they were just in a tight ball game against the Country Queens.
And Collis hits a ground ball off the second baseman's glove and into right center field for a hit. He'll get the ball back in, but Lay is on his way to third, and he'll pull up there, so we'll have runners at first and third.
So far, having a hard time sticking those balls into the glove there. With some of these
Collins.
tricky hops.
That was Collins. And here is Gasser. He swings and hits a ground ball to the second baseman. He bobbles it, comes up throwing, not in. Oh, they got him. They called him out. Bang, bang play, and 4-3 in the putout. And so no runs for the Tennessee Trouble in the bottom of the first. We are 1-0 for the Ballers after 1 inning of play here on the Cloud Sports Network.
We've been treated to some pretty good games here since we've been broadcasting this weekend, and today has been no different. D Division Championship is what we've got in store for you coming up in a couple of games. We're sort of in the semifinal, well, quarterfinal really here at this point. There's just 5 teams left, I think 4 teams left. The winner of this game will go on to face the Shade from the Greater Los Angeles Softball Association, and the winner of that game will go on to face the Columbus team out of the CLGSA. And that game is the championship game.
Mike Pelletier will lead off in the top of the second for the Ballers. He takes the first pitch for a ball and goes after this one and bounces one off the pitcher's glove and into center field for a hit.
Let me see what those 2 means, or what the question marks is.
Sam Fromm, the first baseman, will bat with a runner at first and nobody out, and he goes up the middle and just under the pitcher's glove. It's a solid single into center field, and Pelletier will hold at second.
That's 2 in a row, right back where it came from.
Be a courtesy runner. Gilbert Gill will come in to run for Sam Fromm, and here is Luis Urde from Peru. And And the first pitch to him is a ball. And the next delivery, swung on and bounced high to the third baseman, makes a nice play. He'll run to the runner, tag the runner out, 5 unassisted, and that's out number 1.
You see it done that way all the time.
He wasn't sure whether he was going to go to the bag or go to the runner, and I think the runner might have been the easy way out, and so that's what he did, and he gets the first out, and we're back at the top of the order for Jordy Escobar, who walked and scored in the first inning. The game's only run, and he takes a strike.
Runners at first and second with only 1 out.
And there's a ground ball to short. Nice play by the shortstop. He touches second for 1 and on to first. Double play! So Escobar hits into the 6-3 double play, and that ends the top of the second. No runs for the Ballers. After an inning and a half, it is 1-0 the Ballers over the Tennessee Trouble here on the Cloud Sports Network.
Pretty nifty defense by that shortstop to range over, scoop the ball up, carry it himself, take it over to the bag, and then fire a strike over to first with Escobar's speed. That was no easy feat. Well done on the part of that shortstop. So who you got, Facebook? Who you rooting for? Is it the Boy Butter Ballers from DC Metro, the Chesapeake and Potomac Caps Softball League, or are you rooting for the K-Town Classic Tennessee Trouble? We want to know. Type in the chat.
Thank you. All right, here in the bottom of the second, and the leadoff batter is Rowe, and she lines one into left field, and a nice diving catch by the left fielder, and that's the first out of the inning. She hit it hard, and the left fielder came up and made a basket catch as he was diving. So that is some nice leather flash by the outfielder. We've had a lot of nice glove plays so far here in the tournament. That'll bring up Hofstadler. After the first pitch, and lines it in left center field for a hit. Ball fielded and brought back into the infield, and that is a 1-out base runner for the Tennessee Trouble here in the bottom of 2. This will be May. May wears number 25. And he awaits the left-hander's toss. And it is a ball. By the way, the pitcher for DC, Glenn Barton, does not wear a mask, and he throws from the left side. Southpaw tosses, and there's another ball, 3 balls and a strike. Hofstadler at first with 1 out, and this pitch is a ball inside, so that's a walk, and that will move runners to first and second and bring up Jesse. Open stands for the right-handed batter, and he goes after the first pitch and hits one off the pitcher's glove to the second baseman, on to short for 1, over to first. And not in time. Ball bobbled by the first baseman, and that will allow the run to score as Hofstadler, well, actually Collins running for him, crosses home plate, and that ties our game at 1. Here is Phipps. And he hits the first pitch to the pitcher, fields it perfectly and throws him out. And that makes a very quick inning, but an inning that sees Tennessee score its first run of the game. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and our score is tied. DC Ballers 1, Tennessee Trouble 1.
Well, I know it's awfully early to start speaking about this, but it does seem as though we might be in for a back and forth here.
and perhaps a pitcher's battle.
Yeah, certainly both pitchers are fielding their position well.
Lee, Palliser, and Barton will bat in the top of the second, or top of the third for the Ballers.
One might even call it slick defense.
They just might do that. I'm not as fast on these as you are, and I'm glad for you.
Well, I have seen a couple of these team names in advance because I'll haunt the Sin City Classic Facebook or website. Mm-hmm. So I might have thought of a couple of these ahead of time. Maybe.
I should do the same thing. Here's Rick Lee taking a ball and then swinging and putting one right between first and second into right field for a base hit. His earlier at-bat was a fly out to right field, but he is a leadoff base runner here in the top of the third for Donnie Palliser, who singled in the first inning. And here's the first pitch to him, and it is a ball. On the back of his jersey, the word Gayjun, G-A-Y-J-U-N.
He's from Louisiana.
And here's a bouncer to third, bobbled by the third baseman. He recovers and throws on to second for the out. Gets the force out on Lee. The play goes 5-4. And on the fielder's choice, Palliser is on first with one out.
She's got a strong arm over there at third. That was a strike firing to the second baseman covering. Well done.
That would be Rowe, the third baseman. By process of elimination, we figured that out, by the way. And here's Barton with a line drive to the second baseman. Do they have a play at first? No. Runner got back to first base in time. That's Palliser. Barton is out on the line drive to second base, and that is the second out of the inning.
Got back by a fingernail.
Thank you. Okay.
That was a bang-bang play.
Gilbert Gill, who has Babe on the back of his jersey, is the batter. He is 1 for 1 so far. And he takes a pitch for a ball. It was a little too high. Here is the 2-1 pitch. And that is a strike called. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Again with the shout-out to his family, friends, hubby, and 3 boys, Marvin, Jose, and William.
Line drive into left field. Coming on is the left fielder. It's over his head and will go to the fence. Palliser around second, now around third. He scores, and they're going to bring Gilbert Gill. No, they'll hold him at third base, but the ball gets away from the third baseman, and Gilbert Gill will score.
Now, how do you score that then? A 3-run single or a triple and then taking home on the throw?
That's what I'll do. It's a triple and an error on the relay throw, and that puts DC back in on top, 3-1. And here is Shane White, who walked his first plate appearance, and he takes a ball, 2 balls and a strike. The next delivery is hit in the air past the shortstop and into left center field for a base hit. Shane White with a clean single. Josh McMillan, the batter, fly to right center field in the first inning. So 2 runs have scored here in the top of the third, and the Ballers are ahead 3-1. Here's a ground ball in the hole. Shortstop can't make the play. It'll be first and second, and a heads-up play by the Tennessee pitcher.
To go and cover the bag, yeah.
That's May. Yes, he did. He ran over when the third baseman and the shortstop went for that ball, and he covered third base to prevent the runner at second from moving over. So Shane White at second, and Josh McMillan at first. And here's Mike Pelletier. And he singled in the second inning, and he takes a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Pelletier swings, and he lines one. The second baseman had it, dropped it, has no play at second base. The bases will be loaded.
Juiced, as they say.
Sam Fromm, the batter, reached on a single hit in the second inning, and he hits one that the pitcher is able to make the play on May to first. And that is the inning, but 2 runs do score for the DC Ballers here in the top of the third, and they now lead the Tennessee Trouble 3-1 after 2.5 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
This gives us an opportunity to pause for a moment of remembrance of a fallen friend of ours, Ken Scarce, as we broadcast from the Ken Scarce Memorial Studios here at the beautiful Arroyo Grande softball complex here. Ken was the former tournament director of the Sin City Classic, the former commissioner of the Glossa Softball League, member of the Naga Hall of Fame, and passed away last year quite suddenly.
He was very instrumental in the success that Naga has enjoyed over the years, and really for some of the tournaments that are happening around the league every year. His imprint is on several of them, from the advice that he would give to those that were tournament directors trying to run a tournament, and always with a comment or two about how you can make this better or that better, and we miss him.
His legacy is definitely felt throughout the weekend across the various sports of this festival.
Leadoff batter for the Trouble is Smith. He has taken the first 2 pitches for balls and then lines one back to the pitcher, Barton, and that is the first out in the bottom of the third. We go back to the top of the order, and Collins is 1 for 3. And the first pitch to him. He swings and lines one back to the pitcher off his glove. He recovers and throws. Safe.
Beat it by just about a half of a step, but definitely clearly safe on the play. But that's 2 in a row, hot shots right back at the pitcher.
Yeah.
And I don't know that that's where you want to go, because that so far is the only one of them that's worked out.
Here's Bruce. Bruce reached on a single in his first at bat, and he hits one to deep right field. That ball's got some carry, and it goes all the way to the fence. Collins runs fast. He comes around third on his way home. Bruce comes to third, and he will hold there with a triple.
That ball was smoked.
And here's Lay, who hit into a fielder's choice to the shortstop in the first inning. He bats with a chance to cut into the lead and actually tie the game, and he hits a fly ball fair down the line and into the right field corner. Bruce scores, rather. Lay, chugging around second, will head to third. They still haven't gotten the ball back in, and finally they do, and Lay is at third base, and he has tied the game.
That ball rattled around in the corner there for a couple of seconds, made it hard to pick up out of the dirt. That gave the runner enough time to chug all the way around.
So we're at 3-3, and here is Collins. Where's number 4? And the first pitch is outside for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Two 1 pitch is on the way. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher off his glove. He fields it, throws the man out, but on the play, Lay will score. And it's now Tennessee Trouble 4 and the DC Ballers 3. We have 2 outs here in the third inning, and here is Gasser, who grounded out to second in his first at-bat. The second at-bat will be a ground ball foul down the first base line to the outside of the first base bag. Strike 2. The next delivery, hit in the air to center field. Right center fielder coming in. It drops in front of the 2 outfielders converging on the ball for a single. And that'll bring up Rowe. There have been 3 balls hit back to the pitcher in this inning.
2 of them have resulted in outs.
First pitch to Rowe. He swings and hits one into left field for a base hit. Gasser will hold at second base. It's runners at first and second with 2 out. And that'll bring up Huffstutler, who singled and scored Tennessee's first run in the second. Ground ball back to the pitcher off his glove. He underhands to third base and gets the out.
Got ourselves another back and forth ball game here, Rich.
They score 3 runs to the Tennessee Trouble in the bottom of the third, and we go to the top of the fourth. The Trouble 4, the Ballers 3.
Coming up Easter weekend, April 15th through the 17th in Richmond, Virginia, Naga presents the Naga Cup, an invitational tournament for the best of the best in A and B division tournament play. Check them out on Facebook at 2022 Naga Cup. Then, later in the year, y'all come to Dallas for the Gay Softball World Series, you hear? It's August 29th through September 3rd, and more than 200 teams are expected from all across the U.S. and Canada. Visit nagasoftball.org for more details and check out the host city's Facebook page at 2022 Dallas Gay Softball World Series. And we'll be there.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to being back at GSWS after taking a year off, or actually 2.
Yeah. The last time we broadcast the Gay Softball World Series was 2019 in Kansas City.
Leading off in the top of the fourth will be Luis Urde, and he gets a solid single to left field. That ball was hit hard. We could hear it here. That'll bring up Jordy Escobar, who has walked and scored and then hit into a 6-3 double play in the second, so he's 1 for 2. He's a runner at first with nobody out and takes the first pitch for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. The next one. There's a strike called. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded to second and off the second baseman's glove into the short right field. And so we'll have runners at first and second with nobody out.
They've been kind of going that way on Tennessee. So far, it has worked out for them.
Rick Lee is fly to right, singled. And he goes after the first pitch and goes opposite field and drops one in front of the right fielder. The bases will be loaded. The ball bobbled in the outfield, so that will allow Urde to score. And on the play, Escobar to third. Then the ball gets by the third baseman, and Escobar will score.
Good base running by these ballers as they slide around the bases.
And that'll bring up Donnie Palliser, who has singled and reached on a fielder's choice, and he lines one to the shortstop. And that is the first out, and we hope you didn't hear what he said.
I did not hear what he said.
Okay, it's probably better that you didn't. That'll bring up the pitcher, Glenn Barton. First delivery to Glenn is a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a fly ball hit out into left center field. Left center fielder drifting back on the ball, makes the play. On the play, Rick Lee will tag and move to third.
So who are you rooting for, Facebook? Let us know in the chat. Are you rooting for the DC team or the K-Town team?
Gilbert Gill has singled and tripled to triple. He scored a run, and here is a ground ball in the hole between third and short into left field for a hit. That'll score Rick Lee with the third run of the inning. It's now 6-4 for the Ballers. So a 2-out single with a runner in scoring position plates the run, and here's Shane White. He has walked and he has singled. He takes a strike. And he swings and lines one into left field for a base hit. Gilbert Gill on his way to second. Now will take the turn and head to third as White holds first. It's runners at first and third with 2 out. And here is Josh McMillan. And the first pitch to Josh McMillan. Lined into left field for a hit. That will get Gilbert Gill home with the 4th run in the inning. And on the play, Shane White will hold at second base. It's 7-4, DC. Mike Pelletier has singled, and he has also reached on an error. Need some sunscreen.
Yeah,
Do we have any
took down
sunscreen?
one of the, canopies.
Here's the first pitch to Pelletier, and he hits a very high pop-up. And the first baseman makes the call, but the ball falls behind him. That will allow Escobar to score. He was pinch running for Shane White, and he scores. Run number 5 here in the inning, and that brings up Sam Frome. On the play, McMillan took third. And so they have batted around in this inning. And the first pitch to Sam Frome swings and hit up the middle to the pitcher and on to first base, and the inning is over. However, the DC Ballers score 5 runs here in the top of the 4th, and they now have a lead as they go to the bottom of the 4th here in field 5 at Arroyo Grande. It is the DC Ballers 8 and the Tennessee Trouble 4 on the Cloud Sports Network.
This year, the Asana Softball World Series will take place August 16th through the 20th in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Join as an estimated 100 other teams comprised of cisgender women, trans men, non-binary, and agender athletes come together to compete in multiple divisions for the title of World Champion. Visit asanaseries.org for more information. You can also like them on Facebook at Asana Softball World Series. And Cloud Sports Network will be there too.
May will lead off for Tennessee here in the bottom of the 4th. His team trails 8-4. Left-handed pitcher throws, and the first pitch is a ball. The 2-1 hit in the air to right field. Right fielder lets the right center fielder take the ball, makes the catch. That's Rick Lee, and that's out number 1. And we'll bring up Jesse. Jesse reached on the fielder's choice and a bouncing ball back to the pitcher in his first plate appearance, which was in the bottom of the 2nd. We play in the bottom of the 4th, and there's a grounder to short. Fielding on a couple of hops on to first, and that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. The play made by Donnie Palliser on over to the first baseman, Sam Frome, and that'll bring up Phipps. This is a new batter. This is Turner, their substitute, and he loops one into left field for a base hit. Courtesy runner will be number 4, Collins. Are they going to allow this? A little bit of a delay. And now the umpire says head on over there, be the runner. Batter will be Smith. Two outs and a runner at first base here in the home half of the 4th. Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. Turner, pinch run for, or the courtesy runner. That's Collins now, number 4, running at first base. And the pitch to Smith is hit on the ground in the hole, drilled by the second baseman on the first, and the inning is over. 4-3 on the putout. Nice play by the second baseman. And we are done with the bottom of the fourth. One hit and no one left. We go to the top of the fifth. It is still the DC Ballers 8 and the Tennessee Trouble 4 on the Cloud Sports Network. Well, the Ballers batted around in the top of the fourth when they scored 5 runs, and so that means they will start with Luis Urday, who started that 5-run inning with a single. He is 1 for 2 today. He has also hit into a fielder's choice to the third baseman and hit a solid single to left in his first at-bat. He faces the pitcher May, wears number 25, and as we alluded to earlier, has a pink face mask on. And the first pitch is a strike. A ball and 2 strikes. The next one swung on and a grounder to third and underneath the third baseman's glove and into the left field for a base hit. Back to the top of the order, and Jordy Escobar, who has walked it into a double play and reached on an error in the outfield. He is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. And here is the first pitch to him. There's the ball. Second delivery is a strike call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Look at a 2-2 pitch, and Escobar swings and hits a grounder to the right side underneath the second baseman's glove between his wickets, and on the play, Urday to third. Didn't touch him, it just went under his glove, took a bad hop, and it's runners at first and third now with nobody out. And that'll bring up Rick Lee. Lee is flied to right, reached on a single, and he hit another single in his last at-bat and scored a run. And he hits a line foul that just misses the third base coach. If he hits another foul, it will result in an out. Again, there's no courtesy foul here in this tournament this weekend.
Holy cow, that's a foul.
Move it over.
It's call and response. You've never done that before. We're training you well. Next thing you know, you're going to start snapping in the air.
I'm training for that as well. Here is a fly ball hit into shallow right center field. The catch is made. It's going to be a sacrifice fly RBI.
Smartly cut off by that pitcher.
As Luis Urday scores. Escobar held first. Here's Palliser. Strike called. That's a sacrifice fly to the right center fielder, resulting in another run, and it's 9-4. That pitch is a ball. Palliser waits, and the pitch to him is lined into left field for a base hit, just past the glove of the third baseman, Rowe. Escobar will hold at second base. It's runners at first and second with 1 out, and will bring up the pitcher, Glenn Barton. Barton's day so far has been a single, a liner to the second baseman, and a fly ball to left center. He bats from the left side. Takes a pitch for a ball, 2-1. Here's a swing and a line drive caught by the second baseman. Nice play. They tried to double off Escobar, but he got back to the bag before the throw, so that is 2 out and 2 on. It's a nice backhanded stab. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well done by that second baseman.
And this is Gilbert Gill. Swing and a ground ball foul down the first base line. The
So-
second baseman is Lay. Again, we were given I just want to make the fans aware that we were given a lineup sheet without the position numbers, and so that's why we've
been kind of, Rich has been kind of doing it.
We're trying to get the numbers as we go and see them when they turn around. But I just saw 99 at second base, and that's Lay. So he made that nice play, so we give him credit. Here's a foul ball, and Gilbert Gill is out on the non-courtesy foul, and that ends the inning. But another run for the DC Ballers, and we go to the bottom half of the fifth. This game moving very quickly. It is 9-4, the Ballers over the Trouble here on the Cloud Sports Network.
There are two more shout-outs to give out here that we were given. Number 18 on the Boy Butter Ballers, Mike. Do we have any idea what Mike's last name is? Number 18.
Pelletier.
Mike Pelletier. It's his birthday. So happy birthday, Mike. And also on the Knoxville or Tennessee Trouble from Knoxville, Chris Jesse, number 34, wants to say hello to Nikki and Michelle. So hi, Nikki and Michelle.
Yeah, it'll be the top of the order for the Troubled here in the bottom of the fifth. And the first pitch to Collins, number 6, is hit on the ground to shortstop, comes up and does not have a play. Just that momentary bubble allowed the speedy Collins to reach first base. And a leadoff man on for Bruce. He's the shortstop. He has singled and tripled and has scored a run and has driven in a run. And there's a fly ball lifted in right field. It drops in for a base hit. On the play, Collins reaches third. It's first and third with nobody out. Tennessee trying to mount a comeback here in the bottom of the fifth. They trail by 5.
Good base running by that leadoff batter to get not only on base, but then to get over to third on that hit to right field.
Here's Lay, the second baseman, and he hits one to the opposite field to the second baseman. Second baseman wanted to go to first, but the first baseman wasn't at the back, so instead he goes to shortstop and gets the force out on Bruce. But on the play, Collins scores, and now Lay is the runner at first, so it's a force out 4-6.
And in defense of the first baseman, that's the right play. You want to get that leadoff runner. And I'm sure that's what he was thinking.
This is Collins, number 4, and he hits a fly ball into right center field. And the catcher says no tag, no tag. The catch is made, and that is the second out of the inning. And we'll bring up Gasser, who is grounded to second, singled. And he bats from the left side. Left-handed pitcher's toss is inside, and I think it hit the plate. 2 balls and a strike. So Tennessee gets back the run that DC got in the top of the inning. And the next one, out, a strike called. 2-2. And the delivery. Swing and a slow roller back to the pitcher who has been fielding his position well. He throws a little bit wide, and that allows the runner to reach.
One of the rare miscues.
And on the play, looks like Lay still is at second base. Here is Rowe, who has flied to left and singled to left.
Third baseman there.
Now we're going to have a runner. Collins, where's number 4, is going to run for Lay. The more speed, the better. Rowe will wait, try to get another run in scoring position, and the first pitch to her. She swings and lines one into left field. It's a fair ball down the line and will roll all the way to the fence. Escobar gives chase. Collins scores. Here comes Gasser. He scores. And Rowe in at third base with a triple and 2 more runs for Tennessee.
Tennessee causing a little trouble in this game, trying to come back here to make this a tighter ball game in the latter innings. See what I did there?
I did. 3 runs in the inning. It is now 9-7.
That puts the tying run at the plate.
And here's the pitch. He swings and goes up the middle. That's Huffstotler, and it's a base hit. Ball out of the reach of the second baseman. Rose scores after her triple, so she'll get a nice little spot on the bench here to get her win back. It's a single for Huffstotler, and now the batter is the pitcher, May. May has reached on a fielder's choice. No, he hasn't. He has walked, and he has flied out to right center field.
If
4 runs in the inning. I'm sorry.
No, if he hits a home run, he will then have gone all the way May.
Oh, he hits one up the middle. It's a base hit, and on the play, Huffstotler reaches third. It's first and third now with 2 out.
Tying run just 70 feet away.
And here's Chris Jesse.
Not a lot of time left in this ball game.
Huffstotler at third and May at first. 4 runs in the inning. That's 8 on all for Tennessee, and there's a fly ball lifted into right field. Right fielder chases it towards the line and makes the catch, and that is the inning. 4 runs for Tennessee in the bottom of the 5th, and after 5, it is the DC Ballers 9 and the Tennessee Trouble 8 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
And just a bit of a programming note, the winner of this game will go on to play the LA Shade from the Greater Los Angeles Softball Association. That is the 3rd place game, so whoever wins this game will move in and be guaranteed at least 3rd. That means the loser of this game will be guaranteed 4th, because the 5th place team here at the 2022 D1 division is the Country Queens, helmed by my friend Rick Brogdon. Well, our friend Rick Brogdon. Ex of San Diego, now of St. Louis.
Shane White will lead off in the top of the 6th. He has walked, he has singled, and he has singled again, and he has scored a run. First pitch to Shane. He started the game at second base and then went behind the plate, and as he and Josh McMillan changed places on the field. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is hit into left center field for a hit. And so his afternoon continues perfect. He is 3 for 3, but he has been on base 4 times with that other walk. Josh McMillan has flied to right center, and he has singled twice.
They're going to put in a courtesy runner for Shane White.
And that'll be Gilbert Gill. First pitch is hit up the middle, solid into center field for a base hit. Gill reaches third easily. A clean play to get the ball back into the infield. And it's runners at first and third with nobody out for the birthday boy, Mike Pelletier. First pitch to Mike. Strike call. A ball and 2 strikes. Insurance on the bait pass, and Pelletier will drive at least one of those in. As Gill scores, McMullen on his way to third. They'll wave him around. There'll be a throw to third as McMillan scores, and Pelletier has a stand-up triple and 2 big runs score.
And time has expired here now. That is the end of the regulation time, which means that we'll complete the inning with Tennessee Trouble as the home team. That means they'll get one more opportunity to try and get those runs back and stay in this game or advance.
We'll have a pinch hitter for the Ballers. It's Jeremy Durkle batting for Sam Frome, 98 for 60. Durkle's waits, and the first pitch is a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And he swings and hits a ground ball to the shortstop. It bounces off his leg, and he might be hurt.
Definitely.
Yeah, that
took
ball
out
hit
his
him in the
instep,
ankle.
yeah.
You could tell he came up hobbled.
Just didn't get the glove down quite quickly enough, and he's going to give himself a break at that position, I think, or he's going to continue to try to walk it off.
Pelletier scored on the play. That's the third run of the inning, and it's now 12-8. And we'll bring up Luis Urde, who is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored twice. He's also reached on the fielder's choice in the first pitch to him. Is hit solidly into left field for a base hit. Durkels holds at second base. And so from that 10th batting position, 3 for 4. Jordy Escobar bats for the 5th time today. He has walked and scored, hit into a double play, reached on an error, and singled.
That's a new pitcher as well. Gets a couple of warm-ups, 3 to be precise. Done after 2, however.
The new pitcher is going to be the second baseman, Lay, which means that May is replaced by Lay. And Escobar takes a pitch for a strike.
Right on that corner. Painted.
Here's the next one. And that pitch is high and over the batter's head. 2-2. Ball almost hit him in the head. The 2-2 delivery is hit up the middle off the pitcher's glove to the shortstop, and no play.
Good job of the pitcher to get a glove on that ball because it was hit hard enough that there was no way the shortstop was going to get up and be able to get to it. So that little slowdown definitely saved a run for now.
And brings up Rick Lee with the bases loaded. Durkels at third, Urde at second, and Escobar at first. And here's a foul ball down the third base line.
Remind me, Rich, how many outs do we have here?
0. No outs. And remember, time has expired. They'll complete the inning. The trouble are the home team, so they will get their at bat. Here's a soft fly ball to the second baseman, and that's out number 1. To bring up Donnie Palliser. He has reached on a single twice, 3 times, 3 singles, and lined out to the shortstop. He's had a good afternoon, and he takes a ball. And the next one, swinging up the middle to the pitcher. He'll come home. That's 1 on the first, and out!
They get him!
Double play. 1, 2, 3.
The rarest of the rare double plays. You don't see it very often, a 1, 2, 3 double play. And Tennessee wriggles off the hook with the bases loaded and nobody out. And now with time expired, not an issue. They get to come back and try to tie or advance. It's really that simple. That's the message here. They're going to need 4 to tie, 5 to win. Is that right, Rich?
They need, yes, that's it. They trail 12 to 8. So they need those 4 runs to at least keep this game going. Sam Frome is re-entering the lineup at first base. He was pinch hit for in the previous inning, but they're going to do an in and out, and Frome returns to first base. It'll be Turner, Smith, and Collins here for Tennessee in the bottom of the 6th inning. And again, as Roman said correctly, they need 4 to tie, they need 5 to win, and they have that capability.
Absolutely. This Tennessee trouble won in a squeaker just over the country Queens not an hour ago. And now they have an opportunity to do the same thing, come from behind in the last inning. But it will take 1 hit at a time. You can't hit a 5-run homer.
Turner swings and bounces one right back to the pitcher.
And we have learned that is not where you want to go if you're trying to mount a comeback.
Nope, that's the first out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That pitcher has had 7 opportunities at fielding plays this day. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting Smith, who is lined to the pitcher and grounded to second. He swings and fouls it off at the plate, rolls to the backstop, a ball and 2 strikes.
A little anxious on that one. Not the best pitch to go after. The old sports cliche, he'd like to have that one back.
And the next one, swing and a pop-up
That's
on
gonna
the
be-
infield. Second baseman makes the call and makes the catch.
Well, now things are looking pretty dire. I would
Yes.
say Tennessee's in trouble.
Yes, we're down to the last out, and that'll be number 6, Collins. Collins has bounced to the pitcher. He's reached on an error twice. And the first pitch, bounced foul at the plate.
Now the Boy Butterballers are one strike away from sliding into that third place game against the
You
LA
like that,
Shade.
don't you?
Well,
It's good.
it's the less visceral of the options.
Here's the 1-2, and here's a fly ball hit out into right center field. Camping under it is the right center fielder Rick Lee, and that's the game. That's the third out, and that makes our final score the DC Ballers 12 and the Tennessee Trouble 8.
So our next matchup, as the Tennessee Trouble finishes in 4th place here at the 2022 Sin City Classic in the D1 division, our next matchup will be the LA Shade against the DC Boy Butterballers. We'll be back after this break to bring you this game. From the Cloud Sports Network, I'm Roman Jimenez, and we'll see you in a moment.
Good game,